Hi, it's Stacy with So Steady, and we are
I'm
live.
Mindy.
We're live here to do our mystery sampler blocks 106 and 107 today, guys. We are really close to the end. I can't believe we managed to get through to almost the end of the year here, huh?
Yeah.
We do have an update next week. We're going to actually change our live to Wednesday. So hopefully that works for everyone's schedules. I know it's going to be a busy week for everyone, probably with the holidays, but it will be our final one. And we still want to kind of have a party. So we'll have to get some ideas on how we can maybe do some fun giveaways since it's going to be the last one. Right, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, well, let's get started today. We'll dive right in with block 106. And I think that one's called Savannah. Is that right?
Susanna.
Susanna. All right, well, let's dive in.
All right. One and a half. Is that right? Just 2. What's it? 1.5.
There's no sound in this right now for some reason.
Okay.
Very odd. Let me see if I can get this up. Can you guys hear us now okay? Anybody can hear me? No sound still? Cannot hear? This is so weird. How about now? Still no sound? Huh, let me see. Yes.
Do we have another session open?
Well, we did. Remember, we were scooting out of that other one.
I know. Did you close it out?
Closed out of the main thing, but I'm wondering if because that was still in.
We might need to restart.
Let me see. Can you guys hear us better now? You can hear now? Excellent. All right. So we're going to go ahead and lock that down. And that down, and you can still hear us. Hallelujah. All right. So maybe you should talk through what you just did.
All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't know you couldn't hear. So what we did was we cut the center here, and I'm using the solid blue for the center of this block as well as the 4 corners. Then I'm going to be using the patterned yellow as the blocks, the side ones, and the solid yellow to be the center around the blue, okay? So right now I'm cutting B, which is the center, and that's going to be the solid yellow. So let me get that out here. And I just matched my ruler to my adjustable ruler, so I know what strip size I need to cut. Right there. And this is a bias cut because it is the half square triangle. And we're going to cut 4 of these. So let's go ahead and do it this way. There's 2. And there's 4. All right, so now we're on to our final cut, which is D, and we're going to be cutting 4 2 by 3.5 inch strips, and that's going to be out of my patterned yellow. So let me get that over here. And that is not going to be a bias cut. That'll just be a regular cut. So that's going to be 2 by 2 inches. 2 inches. There we go. Okay. Let's just get this one. Sorry, guys, I hit you. All right, let me cut my strip. All right, and then that's going to be 3.5 inches. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do is cut the solid out of this. I'm going to shut the door too. I have a little bit of noise here. Okay. That's never a good word when you're quilting. Whoops. Okay, so now all of our cutting is done and we're ready for construction. So let's go ahead and go over to the pressing table and we'll get started. Alrighty, let me get the instructions out of the folder here. Okay, so what they want us to do is take our big square that we did, put these other pieces here, and we're going to put our 4 patchwork triangles on the corners here, around the edges. So let's go ahead and place that one right there. This one right here. Pin those 2. And we'll go sew these 2 little seams. Oh, no camera stays. Oh, shit. All right. All right, now we're going to go back to the pressing table and we're going to be pressing the seams out towards the 2, that solid yellow, the 2 that we just added. Okay, now we're going to add the other 2. And I did forget to use my square and square trim guide. It's one of those deals where I get excited about putting it together, so I forget it. But then when I get here and I see my flags and I'm like, darn it. It just is a quick way to avoid having the flags. Okay, there we are. Let's do that. And we're going to come here. Do the same thing again. That's right there. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and go back and do these 2 seams real quick. Okay, take it back to the pressing table, take our pins out, and we're going to press these out away from the glue. All right, so voila, there we go. Next, we're going to go ahead and put together our rows, okay? So we're going to take this and this, and we're going to take the 2 glue. We're going to add them to those like that. Put a few pins here. Okay, so we got the top and bottom ready to sew, and then the sides. So on this, we're going to put this one here. Just going to put a pin in the middle. I'll get it squared away when I get to the sewing machine. And we're going to put a pin. I'm going to press that down a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. That's one of those little flags again. I'm just going to clip off real quick. Makes it hard to keep your scant quarter inch when you have the flags. Okay, here we go. Back to the sewing machine. I'm just keeping them as their own unit rather than daisy chaining them. That way it's easier to just get right to the pressing. All right, let's go press. So on this, on the top and bottom, we're pressing out. So we're pressing to the dark. And here we're also pressing out. Okay, so let's do that. And that. There we go. All right, so now we're going to add the top and the bottom, and we will be ready to set. But you know, the instructions say to press it out, but that's not offsetting the seam. So I'm going to press these to the inside here because I want to offset my seams. Okay, there we go. Just going to put a couple pins in where the seams intersect. As always, you want to take those seams and butt them up to get it together so that your intersection's as snug as possible. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. let's go ahead and do that. And here as well. Okay, ready for our final stitching. Here we go. Give me 1 second. There's another flag here that I want to cut off. There we go. All right. Let's come back here and here. And then we're just going to press these out. Okay, and there's our block.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to the other side and we'll get ready for some quilting.
And that was Susanna, right?
It's not, doesn't have an A at the end. Suzanne.
Just Suzanne. Oh.
Just Suzanne. All right, let's put these up and get that out of my way. And get my crosshair square here. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, for the quilting today, we're going to be using our our hexagon, Simple Hexagon 2-inch. And so I want to start the design 3/4 of an inch away from the bottom. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way, bring this here, and get my measuring tape out. Use this side, I think. Okay, so I'm going to make a mark, 3/4 of an inch, right there. All right, there's my, okay. Mark right there. And here. And then I'm going to use my straight edge just to draw my starting line, okay? Okay. So let's go ahead and take this over and we'll get started. All right, so with this one, where do I want my, I don't want my, I think I want it at the bottom, my little gate there, because I want to be able to see pretty well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take my spacing gauge. And I want to make sure that I'm going to be stitching on my reference line. So that's how I'm going to know where to place this template, okay, to get started. All right. So now I'm going to start in this corner over here. And let's put the foot down, the needle down, needle up, foot up, bring that way, bobbin thread. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Put that down again. Needle down. Right as before. There we go. All right. And I think I'll do it in this direction because I think it's going to be easier for both you and me to see. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to start like this. All right, all I'm going to do is push it forward, okay? I'm going to bring my bobbin threads out from underneath here though. All right, now I want to see that I'm still in a straight line on my reference line there. So I'm going to take my spacing gauge and I'm going to get it right where I want it to be. That's good. Okay. So now we're going to just go this way. Let's do it this way. And up there, push it forward. Okay. Oh, and I am having a little bit difficult time with this one because I didn't put any stable tape on it. I wondered why it was slipping, and then I'm looking at it going, oh, yeah, no stable tape. That's why. So note to self, always put stable tape on your templates. Okay, this will be the last one on this row. And let me think about it. I'm going to want to stop up top. So I'm going to come, I guess it really doesn't matter. All right, so here we go. Now this becomes my reference line, okay? I just push it forward. And I don't need to do that bottom because I've already done it. So when I come to that stitch line, I'm just pushing forward. Okay, so now I come up here. Just going to turn it around like this now. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and come up here. Now there's where I slipped a little bit because I did not have my spacing gauge or my stable tape on. So I just had to fudge a little bit to get where I wanted to be. Same here. There we go. Now. Okay. And I don't have room for the another row. So I've got it. Once again, this is going to get cut down, so I'll be able to even that out. But here we go. Here's our design. And that's our hexagon 2-inch. Here it is on the back side.
Oh, I like that. Look at the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
All right.
Okay.
That was 106.
106 it is. So there was a request that we really walk through the whole adjustable cutting system and how it works and kind of why you're, using the tools that you're using and why the markings are what they are. Someone new has the adjustable cutting ruler. So just taking them through the next pattern really thoroughly.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let me clean up here. I'm not a messy quilter. I'm a neat quilter. So give me just a second here.
She's neat in everything in life.
All right. We just need 2 colors. How about, I'm kind of sick of yellow today. So let's do turquoise. And how about this color combo right here? I like that. Okay, so we're going to move on now to block number 107. And that is there. Let's get this instructions out. And so we're going to be using the adjustable 18-inch ruler. And as Stacy requested, we'll go over the details. This is the base of all of our cutting tools because, for instance, all of the half square, quarter square triangles, you use those to make the cut, but you're going to partner them with this particular tool to cut the strips the perfect size. So Leonie West is the designer of the Westalee design product line, and she is probably the most math-based person I've ever met. So every single thing is partnered mathematically and to be the most efficient, not only with your time, but also with your fabric. So we're also going to be using our miniature adjustable half square triangle. Let me pull that out. That's quarter square. Here is half square. And this one is going to be a bias cut tool. And you can see here, it says bias cut. So when she would tell me that we're going to be using this and we're going to be cutting 4 3-inchers, I'm going to adjust this to 3-inch because I know that's what I ultimately am going to want to cut. But then I'm going to marry it to this to cut the strips. Okay, so looks like I need I know. When I made it, I did 3 colors, but I didn't notice that. So let me get one more color here.
Is there a 4th color on there?
There's 3 colors.
Oh, 3 total.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with her request to cut 16 1.5-inch half square triangles. And that's going to be of the background fabric. So for our purposes, I'm going to make all of these the pattern material, and I'm going to make this solid the background material. So remember that this is a bias cut. And I already have a bias cut on this fabric, but let me show you how you would do that. So here's a 45-degree angle, 45-degree angle. Let's say that I didn't have a bias cut on here. I would take this and get that on the side and this on the bottom, and voila, I have my bias cut. Now I don't have to do that today because I already have the bias cut done here, but we do have to marry this to this. So it's 1.5 inches. I'm going to take it up here to 1.5 inches. And so whenever it's 1.5 inches on this, that's taking into account your scant 1/4 inch seam guide. So that's already built into this mathematically. So that's why we're marrying it to here. And not being a math-based person, I personally really appreciate all of the effort and energy that was put into the math in her product line. Okay, so now that's married. I'm just going to lay this on my previous bias cut, and we're going to cut a strip. Okay, so now we need 16 of those, right? All right, I'm going to probably have to cut another strip. I'm going to put that right there, and we'll see how many I can get out of this. Let's go ahead and turn it around so I can take advantage of that angle there.
Now that's called making sure you have no waste.
Yeah.
And that's one of the real huge benefits to these rulers is, you know, Leonie coming from Australia where the cost of fabric is significantly higher. She had a real goal of having minimal waste when she was designing these rulers for accuracy.
And honestly, our cost of fabric isn't cheap.
No.
That's why ladies don't necessarily make their own garments anymore, because it became less, it wasn't cost effective. Okay, so there's 8.
We've got some folks that are super excited to see this flying geese block.
Oh, good. Let's hope I can do it justice. 12.
I have a feeling you might have a few of those spiral seams to do.
I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so there's 8 that we needed, or excuse me, 16. 4, 8, yeah, 16 that we needed. All right, so now let's go to our wild geese. So we're going to be cutting 4 3-inchers out of all of these, and that's going to be the 1/4 square triangle, and that one is not on the bias. So let's get this to 3 inches. Okay, got it. And then I'm going to marry that to this ruler again. So let me go ahead and when I say marry, what I'm doing is I'm getting the black to be touching the clear acrylic to the black, clear acrylic to the black at both sides. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And do this. Got it? All right, so let's get rid of our solid blue and get our colored or patterned material here. And then we're going to cut strips. And I'll just layer this so I just make one cut for all of this. All right, here we go. don't like this salvage edge on this one, so I'm going to cut that and get a good solid straight edge there. Here we go. All right. Let's go ahead and put that here. Okay, our cuts are made. Now we're cutting 4 of each one. So that's double layered, and we'll double layer this one right here. And then I'll be able to get 4 of each one with one cut. How's that?
There was a question here. Someone said, are you cutting 3-inch strips? The big ruler is set at 2.
This is, I married it to this. This is set at 3 inches.
Oh, see, that's a really good point. That with the adjustable half square and quarter square, your strip is really based strictly on the markings on that ruler.
On the ruler.
On that triangle ruler.
Correct. Okay, here we go.
And again, that goes back to minimizing the waste by getting the exact amount that you need as you're cutting. And really much more efficient, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so there is 4 there and 2 of the aqua. So let me get 2 more of the aqua done. Here we go. All right. So now all of our cutting is done, and we are ready to start putting it together. So let's go ahead and go over to the pressing area, and we'll start construction. All righty. So go ahead and we're going to lay out our 2 different colored geese here. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and be putting these on. So like that. Oh, no, it's this way.
There's some questions again about how you got to the markings on this. And they were asking if you could kind of show this and confirm if you always set your half square first. And then
you're always going to, if you are cutting a quarter square, a half square, any cutting ruler that is not a straight edge, okay, not your basic strips, you're always going to set whatever it is in the instructions. So 3 inches, you're going to set here and then match that to the straight ruler, because you're using that to make your cuts of your strips for your quarter square triangle. And as I said before, what I'm matching is the clear to the black, clear to the black. That makes my strip perfect
and you'll
for this
do it on
ruler.
both ends, right?
I double check.
Yeah.
because this is sliding. So you'll think that you'll have this one right, but this one wasn't in right position. So once I get this back up here, usually there's a minor adjustment at the first end that you did.
Oh, okay. And then someone asked, it is a finished size of block, so 3 inches would would include the 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to be placing, I'm going to do all the left side first. Why? Because.
And then on the straight rulers, the seam allowances aren't built into that.
No.
No. The straight rulers offer the adjustable cutting system, which basically allows you to really accurately cut multiple layers of fabric, but it doesn't have built-in seam allowances to the straight rulers. The built-in seam allowances are to the triangles predominantly.
Correct. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and pin these. I'll poke myself. So are we giving anything away today?
Oh, I was going to save all of the giveaways for the party next week.
Oh, all of them?
Well, it is an end of year party. I thought we should have a lot of giveaways next week. We do still have all of our 12 days of holiday giveaways happening right now and through the end of the month. So on our Facebook page, we've got, I think, 2 active giveaways happening right now. But I guess I could give something away today.
I think we should. It's Christmas.
Who wants to win something? Who wants to be entered into a drawing today?
I do.
Oh, well, okay. We'll let you be part of it too.
No, I just like to win.
Well, we'll let everybody else decide. They'll have to tell us if they want to win something here. Regina wants to know about the party. Well, we thought that next week we are going to change our day. We're going to go to Wednesday next week, so hopefully that works better for everybody. Since New Year's Eve, with us all having different time zones.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not next week. Christmas Eve could be challenging for us to do.
Yeah.
We thought we would go ahead and do our live on Wednesday next week.
Okay, heads up, I'm moving to the sewing machine.
She's moving. Oh, everybody wants to win something.
I knew it.
All right, well, we'll have to decide. Do we do the simple hexagon that you showed off since the diamonds are really exciting right now?
Or do they want a cutting ruler?
Or should we give away a cutting ruler? So we'll let you guys decide. Do you want to win a simple hexagon quilting template or one of those amazing cutting rulers? Nan wants to win the cutting ruler, the adjustable half square triangle.
And just remember that if you're not using it with the, well, I guess that the seam allowance is built into that ruler, so it wouldn't matter. Never mind.
It's like neck and neck for who wants to win the cutting ruler and who wants to win the hexagon. Now I feel like we should give one of each away.
I think we should.
Yeah. We're feeling very giving, everyone. So we're going to do one of each. We're going to give away a half square triangle today, and we're going to give away a simple hexagon. The blue seam gauge. I will post a link to that for everyone.
Oh, the scant 1/4 inch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is how I set it up. So this is called the scant 1/4 inch seam gauge. So I put it here. I get my needle to go down in this tiny little hole here. And when it does, I know that's
We
my
can't see
scant.
the hole because your finger's on it.
Well, actually, it's because it's clear.
That too.
So the scant 1/4 inch hole is right there where my stiletto is, and my needle is in there. So then I take my needle up, get it out of there, and then that's when I butt this. I have double stick tape on this, and I butt that right up against there, and that's what helps me maintain that scant 1/4 inch seam allowance consistently. Otherwise, I'm kind of not consistent.
I think it's easy to not be consistent.
Well, I tend to go wider than scant.
Well, it's always nice to have a little bumper, right? Oh, she's over at the...
Oh yes, I've moved to the pressing table now. That's what happens when you let me talk.
Yeah, me too. I think I've proven to be a little bit more squirrel than you. I've decided that it's probably best that I didn't try to have a career in production.
What shiny thing went by? Okay, so now we're going to be pressing out. So all the turquoise, we're pressing to all the turquoise, okay? All right, now we're just going to go do the other side. So I'm taking all this and we'll just go and repeat what we just did.
That is an Alissimo iron, correct?
Yes. I love it. I know it drove somebody crazy because it makes a sound when it goes up and down, but when I'm done, with my ironing at that moment, it just lifts itself up and stays hot until I come back to it. It will turn itself off if I'm not back in, 15 minutes or something, but
Someone asked and noticed that you're using the grid glider to stitch on, but the white mat to quilt on. She wants to know if she should get the white mat.
Well, they do quilt with the green one. I love my white one. It has just a round little hole, so it takes the feed dogs out of play. And there are times when you're quilting.
Like with maybe the rulers and having a pen.
Right.
Like some of the spinning designs, we use a pen. Those can get caught up in it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer to have the free motion glider when I'm actually quilting. But I love this for piecing.
And we now have a ruler work glider too, which is the green one that has the circular hole. So we just like to give everybody options. I would say that the free motion glider, the white one, is a Teflon pad. So if you're serious about ruler quilting and free motion quilting, then that's probably going to be more of a lifetime solution than the ruler work glider, which is more of a polyester material. So it has more of an opportunity to tear because it's just a little bit more fragile, a little bit thinner.
It's less expensive.
It is. It's less expensive. So I would say it's a more of an entry point option for folks to make sure that they're really into it.
Okay, now I'm moving to the pressing station again. Gonna cut. I saw that I wasn't on the screen. Okay, so now I'm cutting all these apart. We're gonna press again to the turquoise. All right, so I'll get these out of the way. There we go. All right. And one thing that I didn't do when I was cutting, I should have been using my square and square trim guide, because that would take away all my little flags that I have from all of these triangular cuts. So you're going to see me be cutting off some flags that if I used that tool, I wouldn't have to do. But I get excited about putting it together. Okay, so now let's go ahead and read the instructions. So we're going to put, let's see, we'll decide the dark one will be on the bottom, the light one will be on the top. So we'll make 4 units like that. Dark, top. And we're going to stitch these together. Okay. And here's where we're going to take a moment to take off some flags there. Okay. Let's just put 1 pin in each one of these. The square and square trim guide just takes the ends off so that it gives you a clean blunt surface. I've used it before. Okay. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to do a little more trimming here. Okay, let's go ahead and take these over and sew these seams. Okay, gonna go back over to the pressing station. Okay, and it looks like we're gonna be pressing forward or towards the lighter material in all cases. So, and the way that I know that is that there's instructions, and the red dot or the red arrow is the direction that you're supposed to be pressing. Okay, we'll do it like this time. All right. One last one here. Does it want to open up? Okay, so now we've got our 4 blocks. So we're going to do like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. So now we're going to go ahead. I think I'm going to put this one right here. Okay, let's go ahead and put a pin into that. And then we're going to do this one right here. I'll put a pin in this one right there. Okay, let's go do a couple more seams. Here we go. Here's where those flags are problematic. Make sure that you maintain your scant 1/4 inch. Let's get that out of there. Okay. All right, let's go and take the pins out and do another press job. Okay, so this is this way, and this is this way. We're going to flip these over.
Look at that.
And we're going to press this one in this direction. And we're going to press this one in this direction. And now we'll put these together. So the seams are going in opposite directions. Take your thumb and your forefinger, press that intersection of those seams snugly together. And then just take it out and line it to make that press better. There we go. Okay. I'm going to come over here. Okay, let's go make our last seam on this block.
Oh, we have to wait a second because that camera went bye-bye.
Oh.
Just decided to take a little break. And everybody wants to see this part. This is where it all comes together, right?
Yes. Hopefully.
That's the plan. Okay. Let's take a look here. Maybe you can go show him something over there. Keep him engaged.
Let's see. What are we going to be?
We're not on that camera though.
Well. So when we get to the quilting part of it, we're going to be using our Spin E Fex number 15 and making this design. And I think that's such a pretty design, and it's just an 8 rotation design with the template going the same direction. So, all right, she should be done any moment now.
Maybe we just have to.
Okay, well then do it. You can move that one.
Okay, so you'll just do your markings over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're ready.
All right. So literally the last seam on the block here. Okay, let's go to the pressing table now.
There was a request if you're going to be doing the piecing class when you finish this series of 113. So showing how you're going to piece them all together.
I don't know.
I think she is.
I thought that was something Stacy was
Yeah,
gonna
She
do.
challenged me to do that, guys, but we really don't know that we want to see me doing that. I do have all of these lovely blocks that we would piece together.
Okay.
Not the quilt as you were going to do the quilt as you go method, and I was going to do the piecing method. Remember?
That's true, but I have both. Okay, guys, here it is. Here's the block.
Oh, I love it. That is so neat.
So now we'll move to the quilting part of it.
Okay.
So let me get my tools and my block here. We had a camera go down, so we're gonna just move stuff over here. And here's my crosshair square. And here's my chart. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this block and let me get it squared up on the Here we go. All right, so we're going to do this here. And because I have seams, I'm going to line up that way so that I make sure that I'm in line with the pattern of the block. Okay, so we're going to put this, this, this. So 8 points. All right, and I know where the center is, so no, you need to mark that. So let's go over to the, oh, stays no camera. Let's go over to the sewing machine.
People are really excited to see you're using the Spin E Fex 15 here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I think it's a really pretty.
Yeah, I'm kind of always likened it to one of our more elegant designs.
It is. The design within the design. You know, this little, and then it comes out to like a second tier and then a third tier. So it's really pretty. Okay, so all I'm going to do is find my center, put my foot down. I'm going to hand move my needle because I want to be dead center in the middle, okay? So now I'm going to bring it up, bring up the foot, bring up my bobbin thread here. Okay, get this down and get my needle back down, dead center. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to turn this around so you can have a better view this way. And I'm getting this center line on the reference line that I drew, or my seam allowance, whichever, you know, whichever one that's easier for you to watch. One tip when you're dealing with any template that has this little, what I'll call channel, is you can make a conscious decision either to trace the whole way around, or when you come to that channel, you're going to just keep going until you hit the other side, and then you have a singular entry point. And you know, as long as you do it consistently, it will look good. It's when you kind of do different things that it doesn't look quite as intentional, I guess. Oops, now my thread is not picking up here. Hold on 1 minute. Let's bring this up and this up. And for whatever reason, I skipped stitches there. Okay, hold on here. I'm just gonna cut this and cut this. Let's go back here. Pull this out. I'll bury that thread. And the same on the back. I don't know why it did that. We cleaned it about a month ago and it hasn't been the same since. My husband was very well intentioned.
You know, we should show him the project that he's been up to.
Oh, yeah. Winter came early here. And let's see, I want to be down here. I want to be right there. So we have some little dogs, including Stacy's little Chihuahua, that don't like the cold weather. So he's been busy making coats.
He's made these cute little dog coats for all of them. He even broke out a serger today and learned how to use it.
Yeah.
So we should show them. We'll show them the coat on the dog.
I would have to say I think he's really bored. He's also making coats for my son's pigs.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to see those.
Yeah.
And if they're going to keep them on.
I wouldn't want to see them after they come on. I can't imagine that that's going to be looking very good. Okay, so I do have a thread here that I want to get out of my line of fire.
Oh,
all right,
wait,
now.
we lost you. Hold on. Camera took a dive.
What's with the cameras today?
I don't know. Let's move the other one. The last man standing. We'll try moving in. This is the one that has our audio still, so at least that's still going. All right. Y'all fixed?
Yeah.
And mhm. Flip it. Okay, sorry for the extra movement, everyone. I think we've got you in a good position now.
All right. So I did just pick right back up where that thread broke. That's the nice thing is that with the spacing gauge, you can get right back where you need to get to. Alright.
Well, I would say on the positive side, because we have so many cameras, we always have a backup. We're down to the last one standing, but it's working still. Maybe we should knock on wood.
Yeah, I still have 2 rotations to go. Okay, last one here. Okay, folks, we made it. Yay! So let's go ahead and get that done. So here it is on this side. Kind of hard to see, so they always like to see it on this side.
Oh yeah. All right. So we got a little extra
sewing
something
machine
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so just kind of lay it down.
Okay.
Center it slightly
I never
towards the needle. The other
press.
way towards the needle. There it is. Beautiful. Great work. And I really do love that design. And
I
like
do
you
too.
said, the inner design with it too is just beautiful.
It's very pretty.
Okay, so well that actually ends our session today, but we promised to show you the lovely dog coats that Jerry has been up to. So let's see if we can grab one of these dogs and show you these dog coats. Come here.
Great best.
Come here, Buster. Oh. So he's been sleeping, but this is his dog coat. So we've got kind of a holiday look. There's 2 different colors here, and they're just kind of keeping him warm. He's just doing a little Velcro system for him. So, all right, everyone, have a wonderful holiday. Well, actually, we've got 1 more week, so we'll be back next Wednesday to see everybody. Because we aren't going to do it on Christmas Eve either, right?
Right.
We are taking Christmas Eve off. So we'll see you next Wednesday, and then we'll finish it up with the last Wednesday of the year as well. And that's when we're going to have our big holiday party where we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways. But today we gave away the half square triangle and the simple hexagon. So we'll probably pick a size. I think you used the 3.5 inch today.
2 inch.
2 inch. The 2 inch. So we'll give away the 2-inch Simple Hexagon and the half square triangle today. But we'll look forward to hopefully being able to have a bunch of giveaways at our party on the 30th. That's when we're going to have the party. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.